This is wild. As I'm talking to you guys, welcome back to the show, AKA Padders. I know it. I know who you are. Your fellow film buffers. But as I talk to you, I'm not seeing a lot for Squid Game season three. I'm not seeing a lot on social or on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. So what's happening? Because we gotta talk about season three. Season three was an absolute shock. The last episode just sticks to you.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Welcome to the nice, bright, beautiful Monday morning, guys. 8 a.m., 8 p.m. We're getting closer to getting this rolling. We got so much coming for Fantastic Four Superman month. What did you guys do on Saturday? I know it's been 4th of July. I know a lot of you guys taking I never got good with the putting in the vacation time. Where you take that one day before and the one day after, and you get 5, maybe 6, 7 days out of it, depending on where the holiday falls. I don't know. I never got good with calculating that. My fiance, her being in the medical field, she needs to schedule things months out. And I don't know. I just feel like that's a adult thing that I never fully grasped. I never really got into taking time off. I know it's I post on social. Looks like I'm having fun, but honestly, anytime you see me post, I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be grinding this out, fighting this out. I just enjoy bringing things to you guys so much, and you guys are great. I get so much as a reward. I get so much as a thank you with your comments and interactions and direct messages. That's why I call it an AKAPAD army, because I feel like we're in this fight where we're battling through the trenches. And what are some of the trenches? I don't like recently, to touch on probably a episode subject of its own. Jurassic Park Rebirth killed it at the box office. Did really well. Leading into that, we've had every single YouTube critic say it was trash, as they've said about the last 2 or 3 Jurassic Parks, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion. So you cannot make a Jurassic Park to please anybody, which is wild, isn't it? You get these ideas that people are like, oh, it should be about the characters and the dinosaurs, and I don't know, we spend the first 30-40 minutes of Jurassic World building characters into a trilogy, and that's not good enough. Really weird. So the audience loves Jurassic World Rebirth. They should have just called it Jurassic Park Rebirth. That would have been cooler. And then all the online critics hate it. This is a good example. The final episode of Squid Game Season 3 is so shocking, desperate, sad. The final episode, called Starry Night, equally sad, depressing, shocking. And then we get this ending. Why aren't we discussing the ending? Kate Blanchett is running a game. A game of luck, game of chance, the game where they throw the card down, right? They throw down the colors. I forget the whole context of the rules. We have Rain, aka Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe. Rain, by the way, used to have he's our the guy with the black face. Again, I don't know the lore, I don't know the characters too well, but I can sit down and watch it and enjoy it. He used to have one hell of a website. I remember his website back in the day. I believe he's a Korean pop singer. But he's in the limo getting driven around, stops at an alley to see Kate Blanchett playing the game of chance, recruiting someone new for a what they're calling the American Squid Game. So this series, where Netflix, now you may have to double check some of this, but I'm going a lot of this is from memory of articles I've read. COVID happens, the pandemic happens, and Netflix pivots to Korean content. They pivot to make things overseas because they can maintain production and not really slow down. The pandemic crippled Hollywood, but Netflix saw a path and they were very aggressive on it. Squid Game is one of the fruits of this. I think Alice in Borderland is another one. But if you did notice, in the last couple of years, there's just been this rush of Korean content on Netflix. So Netflix, as an absolute visionary studio, they do the impossible. They make us pay attention to foreign work. We never quite had it on the scale before in the States. You think that, excuse me, with the internet, right? The internet can bring us all together, and we should all be absorbing foreign movies, foreign TV shows, outside of manga or anime, Japanese animation. We really don't see it, but there's other reasons for that. A lot of horror, a lot of comedy, drama. It doesn't pass from culture to culture. There's cultural divides. So anyone that wants to argue about the multiculturalism, not having barriers, just remind them there's a reason why films and TV shows have to be made a certain way to get absorbed by other cultures. So you have to include certain things and exclude certain things, and in a way from the source of that culture, meaning here in the States, when we make a Fast and Furious movie and we boil it down to be sold worldwide, the world loves it, the Americans hate it. So that could be a little bit of what's happening too with Jurassic World Rebirth. So they pivot and create this phenom. I really do consider Squid Games a phenom. As soon as it becomes a Halloween costume, it's a phenom. People can walk around in the Squid Game uniforms, the jumpsuits, the masks. They know the shapes, the PlayStation triangle. What's it? Triangle, X, circle, or square, triangle, circle. Square, triangle, circle. And a lot of these things we still don't know the meaning of. The origin, the intent of the game, we don't know the meaning of. Squid Game seasons 1, 2, and 3 mostly is the intent of breaking down the Squid Game, challenging the Squid Game. That's what's happening internally and externally, plot-wise, character-wise, and we see a lot of it come to a head, come to fruition. People discover the game. They get to the island. They're scuba diving in tunnels, finding secret passages. They're backtracking. Here's the wild thing. There's a lot of Squid Game that complements Lost. The structure of getting off the island and then getting back onto the island. That was a big theme within Lost. It's also a hell of a plot point. It's a hell of a narrative to have the character do something twice. For some reason, audiences are always fooled into following it. even though you know what the outcome. But I will tell you, AKAPADers, they do a good job with giving you something to see coming in this. And that's fine, because you still don't want to, and I'm really trying not to spoil any of this for you guys. You see the final coming. You see the final death coming a mile away. At least one full episode away. And you're hoping and you're waiting for a different type of resolution. You're hoping for something different to happen because you don't want your guy to die. And through this, there is just shocking betrayals. And Squid Game is like this boiling point of, we have Battle Royale. So when Hunger Games comes out, right, everyone compares it to Battle Royale. Battle Royale, if you're not familiar, it's a foreign horror movie where children are sent. There's somewhat of a adolescent problem in Japan. And this is a little bit of Japan youth culture. We even see a similar theme in the animated film Akira, where youth is too rebellious. It's a theme that runs through a lot of anime and manga. So you have Battle Royale. Teenagers are sent into a arena. They have to kill each other. That's how the older population controls the younger population. But then along the way, right, we get alliances, we get a couple sociopathic characters, character we root for. It's very easy, very simple formula. But boy, is it effective. And then something like the Hunger Games comes along, and people just compare the Hunger Games to Battle Royale. But the Hunger Games builds on the, almost like the degradation, the dystopian society that could foster such a thing, that could house such a thing. The society itself must be a little bit broken and corrupt for the Hunger Games to exist. So we get into the world that enables this. And then Squid Game comes along. And these are all the same concepts. But now Squid Game says we have to make it about the game. And we can't explain it all. We're not going to show you everything. But the game's going to be vast. It's going to be somewhat believable. The way it's managed, the way it's held, the way this can exist within society underneath the radar. And then let's give insight into the people that support it, which we see. We see these rich oligarchs in season 3. We get more of their interactions. And a lot of how they're watching Squid Game is how we're watching Squid Game. We're almost watching the game with them. So we get one basic idea. People sent into a game of death, which is, I forget the author, The Most Dangerous Game. It's a short story where they capture homeless men and inmates, and they set them loose in the wild, and a bunch of hunters hunt the men, but the men turn the tables. A hunter becomes a hunted. It's a tale as old as time. But this is, in my view, one of the most divergent of these subgenres, of this horror subgenre. And Squid Game essentially is horror. It's meant to shock you, reflect the world onto you, and to stick to your ribs. It's one hell of a 3-season arc, AKAPADers. We're here to talk about it because I don't know, I'm easily entertained. So guys, I love you. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.